Hello, everybody. Devin back here with the first deck profile on this channel of Blazing Dominion. I got top 8 at the sneak peek with clowns. Of note, this is not the exact list. I was actually missing a bunch of cards. This list is probably way better than what I played. So let's hop right into it. This deck is obviously clown deck. So we're on 3. Biancaviso. He does everything, so he can be tribute summoned by either using one of these summoning mechanics that is not a normal summon or a regular effect monster, so he can tribute 1 ritual or extra deck monster to summon himself, or you can simply tribute 2 for normal. And then on summon, he can either negate or draw up to the amount of monsters tributed for his tribute summon. And then he has a quick effect during the opponent's main phase to tribute summon a monster. Next up, 3 Flare. So Flare is the ritual monster. It is a search a clown card and then discard a card, so it sends as part of the effect, not the cost. When she is tributed, you can either book a monster or you can shuffle all rituals back into the deck from field or grave. Next up, 3 Rehearsal. Tribute a monster from hand or field. Search Biancaviso and another clown spell trap. And then you can banish it from grave to perform a ritual summon. Of note, okay, none of these cards have lock. These cards do not have locks on them. This is going to be very relevant later. So next up, Malabarisme is the quick play. It's just summon 2 from deck or extra deck, and then banish from grave and tribute a monster from your hand or field, and then bounce a card on the field to hand. Comes up sometimes. It's a very, very good card. Next up, the 1 Matinee. This one also locks you. So the way these two lock you, the way it works is you cannot activate the effects on field of monsters summoned from the deck or extra deck until the end of the next turn. So if you use this quick play on your opponent's turn, you are locked out of basically extra deck effects on field until the end of your next turn. And the reason I specify activated effects is because it's very important, because you can end on like continuous effects. Like you can make a Typhon. You can't bounce anything from it with it, but you can make it, and then your opponent just can't use monsters over 3,000. Matinee. Matinee is a continuous spell. It summons 1 from deck or extra, and then during the end phase, it draws equal to the different types of summoning types that were attributed this turn. Soiree. Soiree is either Malabarisme, or it searches a Biancaviso, or any Clown Crew monster. And then you can also banish it from grave and perform a tribute summon of a Clown Crew monster. It's not once per the effect is not once per turn, in the sense that like you can use the on-field effect to like search a Biancaviso, and then you can also banish it from grave to perform a tribute summon. Cool. Next up is New Face. New Face. During the standby phase, shuffle 3 Clown Crew cards from your grave or banishment into the deck and then draw 1. If you tribute summon while this is face up, you can destroy spell traps equal to the number of monsters tributed for the tribute summon. And then if this goes to grave from anywhere except for field, it puts itself back on the field. Next up, what is kind of diabolical, but also the best engine in the deck. Power Patrons. So I still do not have a full Power Patron core. I'm really just missing like this guy and maybe some more copies of Field Spell. But this card, we're on Mitsu cards in here as well. This card alone is a 1-card combo that gets you into your clowns, your full Mitsu combo. So your end board is like this guy who's a pseudo towers and is at 5k. He's unaffected by monster effects. And then like a Gorgon, full Mitsu setup. So you have like Futsu Murakumo on field. a flare that was ritual summoned, using a Miracle Raven as material, so you can just so you do have any ritual monster you want in your hand. So you can even like add a Ben 10 and tribute it, because you're gonna have a Bianca Viso on your end board. So on your opponent's turn, you can just normal summon the Vanity's Ruler if you want to be cringe. But yeah, this card goes absolutely insane. I did not realize how good it was until after the event, and I got my hands on more, so I started like seriously testing it, because one of the engines that I really did not super have access to was the Power Patron stuff for the event. Because basically all I was on was this. Because I was searching a Dark Fairy and just dumping this guy to grave and didn't really think about him too much. But we are now on a bigger package, so we have the 3 Terminus. We have the Field Spell, and then we have one of each of these guys. So brief rundown, his Pendulum effect, he either pops himself to his scale effect, he either pops himself to summon a Power Patron from grave or hand, or he can pop himself to give you a lingering effect, where all Power Patrons you control gain attack for the rest of the turn, which is relevant if you don't have another Power Patron in hand or field. You can actually use his scale effect, pop himself, and grab one of your spell traps or one of your other names. His on-field effect, if he is summoned, okay, he has a summoning condition where he just shuffles back a bunch of... He shuffles back a Fusion, XYZ, and Synchro to put himself on field from an extra deck or graveyard. We get around this because the clowns lock you out of being able to use activated effects from the extra deck, and that counts when this guy's summoned from the extra deck. So he does not banish all the graveyards face down, which is nice. But he, retains the lingering continuous effect that he is unaffected by monster effects. The other thing of note is if he goes to extra deck face up, he searches any Power Patron card. So you can just grab any of these. So you can either put him in the scale and pop him, or if you summon him as part of your end board and your opponent manages to out it and he goes to the extra deck, you do just get a follow up. So this guy, his scale effect is if you summon a Power Patron, pop it, draw 2, discard 1. His scale effect is you can destroy itself during the main phase. You can destroy itself and another Power Patron or Doomsday to pop any card on the field. And then this scale effect is, it's basically Rise You'll Cross. So if you hard open this and you really need like one of these 4 to resolve, you can scale this, and then if your opponent tries to interact with any of these, this is just Rise You'll Cross. It does not activate. It just pops itself to negate an effect. So yeah. And then they all do various things. When they get popped and sent to the extra deck face up, they don't have to specifically be popped, just go to the extra deck face up. So we'll go over that. But their main effect is they can, while they're monsters on field, you can banish the top 3 cards of your deck face down, and then they summon their respective Power Patron from the extra deck. And it's treated as the correct form of summon, which is relevant in some cases. So, this guy adds a Power Patron or Elf Note from extra deck or face up extra deck or hand to grave to hand, right? Yep. So he adds from extra deck or grave to hand. This guy adds a Doomsday or Power Patron spell trap from deck or extra deck to hand. Or no, just from deck to hand for this guy. And then this one, when this one's destroyed, it special summons a Patron or Archmage from deck. So these ones, this dumps any Power Patron from deck or extra, and then you add a Dark Fairy, which is, we'll show you one of the targets for that. A lot of the time I was straight up searching this guy if I did not have him, because he's insane. The other effect is a battle... so this card has a lock. You can't attack except with Power Patrons. Cool. This guy turns himself into a 10k beater, so... and all of these into 53k beaters, so it's fine. And then it has a battle trick at the start of damage step. If your monster battles, or Power Patron battles, you can banish this from grave and banish that card that, is battling your Power Patron. This card doesn't, like, super come up that I've found in testing so far. Let me be clear. The effect to banish a card from your hand to search or special a Power Patron you absolutely use all the time. The other effect, however, is if you control all 3 Power Patrons, which are this one, and this one. So if you control all 3 of these, this card's just Dweller. Just cool. No graveyard effects for your opponent. And then also it gives your Power Patron monsters attack, or your opponent's monsters lose attack equal to the number of banished cards. Which does come up sometimes. Next up, the second best engine in the deck, Mitsu. The reason why the Power Patron stuff is so good is, like I said, so this card alone, so technically either one of these 2 cards gets to all of your other engines. We're on a pretty slim Mitsu engine, though. Basically, any Mitsu starter is full Mitsu and a Clown combo. Habakiri is 1-card combo for Mitsu and Clowns. You just might not have your Clown stuff. You do draw like a ton of cards, so chances are you'll draw into the Power Patron stuff, but you know it's not guaranteed. At least that I've found so far. Saji, Kusanagi, Armasa Nightsword. Unfortunately, for the lines I have found that I prefer, you do have to play all 3 of these. This is optional. This is for a tech card I'm playing in the extra deck. It's a rank 4. You don't have to... I don't think you have to play this. I think you can get away with playing like a Link 2 and then just like using 2 random rituals to make the Link 2 into Ashlon, but, you know, I haven't really tested that. Next up, 3 Prayers. Obviously, good card. 1 Ritual, 1 Mirror, 1 Purification. For the next little engine, we're just going to go into like kind of the generic ritual support. So obviously 3 Culinary Confrontation, and the 1 Nouvelles. This can summon from hand. So this summons a Nouvelle or the Petitiel. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. So it either summons one of this guy and one of the fusion monster. 1 to your field, 1 to your opponent's field. Of note, you can just put this in your opponent's EMZ if they're on a link deck and can't do anything with it. So that's funny. This guy's pretty cracked. On normal or special, he searches any level 1 ritual, so Flare or Miracle Raven. And then he is also just a free extender, because if he's tributed, not necessarily for ritual summon, but if he's just tributed, he puts himself in the pen scale. So like, let's say you tribute it for the Miracle Raven, he puts himself in pen scale. And then if you control a ritual, you can change his battle position and then just summon him, and he's just a free body, which is very relevant because he has a different type than most of the cards in our deck, and that's very useful for like making Nerva purposes. Miracle Raven's pretty good. I just wanted an alternate target for him besides Flare if I already had Clown access, and this just seemed the best because if you already have Clown access and him, you can grab Miracle Raven, and then you can use Rehearsal to ritual summon the Flare, tribute the Miracle Raven, search Habakiri. Of note, it is also unaffected by effects, so you could just summon it and then you probably live a turn, hopefully. And then for like more generic cards, I was on 2 prep. The deck is really tight. I have no clue what to do when we get more clown, the rest of the clown support. I'm on 2 pre-prep. All of your rituals are just very searchable, so it's, you know, you can kind of slim down. I found these you can slim down on a little bit, considering this is a hard once. And that's the tech I'm on. Thestalos is nice because for its, if you normal summon it, or tribute summon it, sorry, you can just, as a condition on this card, you can tribute a monster your opponent controls, as well as 1 card you control. And then on summon, it just rips a random card from your opponent's hand. It does like banish a card on field or something, but that never comes up. And this is searchable with the Mitsu stuff. You kind of have to as part of your combos, so I just figured why not? Why not make this? For non-engine, we are on not a lot of non-engine, but honestly it's kind of the same amount of non-engine I've seen in most of the Power Patron Clown builds. So 3 Fua, 3 Ash, and then 3 Droplet, 3 crown, and called by. Genuinely, your engine does so much when it comes to breaking boards. I think it's probably fine to not play a ton of non-engine. And then crown and droplet just help you push through whatever, you know. They either help you survive a turn because you have so much recursion and like draw power and stuff. Just surviving a turn is like really, really good. So, yeah. The other thing of note that you could be on that I'm not currently maining is the counter trap. So it can be activated to turn. You search it off of this, which you can just summon off of the Power Patron here, because this is a high level Art Mage card, so you can just attribute this and a spell for this, and then this just sets this as part of the regular combo. So the 1-card combo that gets you full Mitsu combo, full Clown combo, and draws like 7 cards. You do also just get to set that if you. I don't main it though. And then this just negates a monster effect and then bounces all of your opponent's spell traps to hand. For the extra deck proper, my Link Rebo, you kind of just make it. It's free tribute fodder if you make it, and then you can also set up a ritual summon Flare on field, so it just turns Link Rebo into a Book of Moon. Oshlon, because it bridges any of your ritual stuff together. You use this for both the Power Patron line, because the Power Patron straight up searches the clowns. So you use this to get from Power Patron to Clown, and then this gets you to Mitsu. Or if you open Mitsu, this gets you to Clowns. And then Gorgon. Gorgon is one of the few end board pieces you can play. You need to play like Link monsters, because you fill the board up with so many bodies. You have to play something to convert them into. So I'm on Gorgon, because it does not, none of its effects activate. It just, locks your opponent out of 3 zones. Next up, the Nouvelle Fusion. I've never, but in theory, you can hard make this, because technically, I think it's the non-finito fusion I just showed that I am citing gives you a fusion summon. So, like, technically you can make this, because it's any 2 pendulums, but you're probably not doing that. You just give it to your opponent for the most part. Next up, Infernal Flame Banshee. You can be doing degenerate stuff with this. I'm just searching Thestalos, the Shadowfire Monarch, because, where is he? Well, I guess he's shuffled away. Because you need a rank 4 or a link 2 to convert the Mitsu stuff into Oshlon. You just need something to go into, and I figured why not just search the Thestalos. Typhon, because he has a continuous effect that is very good. Next up, your Power Patrons. So this is basically just a free pop for anything on the field. You have to reborn a Doomsday from grave, which is a little bit awkward if your Juneldo goes to extra deck face up and you can't get it into grave. Junora, I did not realize as crazy it is on summon. So even on summon off of the pendulum, that kind of cheats it out. It counts as a synchro summon, so it does just negate your opponent's entire field on summon. You can't use the other effect because you're not on Elf Note cards, but I guess, like, for reference, anything in the same column as an Elf Note card can't be used as extra deck material. Nerva's a crazy card. You play this regardless of if you're playing the Power Patron stuff or not, because you can just spit it out of extra deck by tributing, 3 monsters you control with different types. So this makes, I'm going to mispronounce it again, but it makes the Clown Crew Quick-Play spell plus any monster at least playable. So you could normal summon a Fu, activate the Quick-Play spell, summon 2, tribute 3, set some back row and stuff, and play on your opponent's turn. Next up, just the clown stuff, I think. So 2 fiends. So on field, tribute summon monsters, gain 1,000 attack. And then if it's tributed, you can shuffle all Exes from field and grave to the back end of the extra deck. Or you can set a Clown Crew spell. This does, the on-field effect is basically branded loss for your tribute summon. Your opponent can't activate anything when monsters are tribute summoned. So, basically you can normal summon Bianca Viso, and then if this is on field, when the summon resolves, you can just start chaining a bunch of random stuff like you could with Branded Loss, and your opponent can't do anything. His grave effect is shuffle back all synchros, or you get to add a clown card from grave to hand. Next up is Diablo. He is technically a super poly target because just Mud Dragon. His on-field effect is if your tribute summon monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. And then if he's tributed, he shuffles back all fusions or searches a trap. Or sets a trap, sorry. I don't have a side deck right now, other than these two cards, because that is under construction. I plan on bringing this deck to the YCS. I'm going to be playing this deck for the next few weeks. That's kind of generally why I haven't had like a ton of videos to make. I really haven't played anything new a whole lot, other than this deck. I don't have all the stuff I want from Blazing Dominion, because I want to build machines. I want to remake Illusions now that I've been promising forever. But this deck is just so much fun. It just does so much. This is probably the deck I'm bringing to the YCS, at least some flavor of Clowns. I don't think this is the optimal build of Clowns. I just think it's cool. And it does really silly stuff. But thank you guys. I'll catch you next time.